Hello guys, Mama set the boundary. So anyway, just to show you, obviously Elijah, it's Rice. He's quite happy. And we made a compromise on the film, didn't we? What we watching? What are you watching?
Mum, you missed up everything all night tonight.
What is it? What are you watching? Is it called, I think it's called...
Would you please not look dramatically off into the middle distance when you say that? It makes me feel worse.
Mum, is this an army museum?
It's the night guard, isn't it? It's the night of the museum.
Just a bit of wall.
Look, guys,
It's an army museum.
So are we happy now?
Good point. But this is the Smithsonian we're talking about here.
So anyway, as you can see, the boys are happy there with the rice and the boundary has been set. So I want to do this for a reason. So anyway, let's start with a U, the B movie. This is appropriate for children under 5, as you know. And then obviously, well, even just any child under 18 is family friendly. It's a U. And we have these things in this world for a reason on DVDs. We used to have it on videos. Then we move to a PG with some parental guidance. These are the sort of things that Dad likes to watch with the kids when he's around and he sits and watches all the Top Gear stuff with the kids. But it isn't stuff that you can leave the kids to watch because obviously the humour is a little bit adult-fied. Then, obviously, I've got another PG, which is slightly different because this is my film. This is what I watch, any of the street dance, step-ups, anything like that. But it doesn't matter if I'm watching this around my children. Then we slightly start to change and we move into a 15. And then we start thinking about the role models that our children have. Again, slightly a little bit bizarre, but if I was to have these sort of programs around my children, even 15-year-olds around my children, and I'm talking about now with Aaron and Faith, what the challenge was is I was raising 2 young children with 2 teenagers. So then we've got a line between here and here. And what caused for me to have to set the boundary with Aaron in the first place was the fact that Liam, who had only just even COD, was quite a challenge for me. But at the end of the day, he was 16, turning 17, coming into 18. As a family and things, and I'm assuming a lot of people probably won't come back in because you think, oh, what's this crazy woman trying to do? I'm trying to show you and also represent this in myself and set this down with. I love that name, Jackie Chan. Oh, seriously, could you please be the real Jackie Chan? Because she'd be fucking perfect to me right now. Because that's what I need. I need a little bit of yin and a little bit of yang. Thanks for Jackie Chan coming in. I know you're probably not Jackie Chan. You're probably not the spiritual. But that's the wisdom that I need right now. I was raised on Bruce Lee, as you know, as a child. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal. Anything that my dad was watching was everything to do with martial arts. I grew up in the dojo, and actually that's where I need to be returning to, and that's the grounding that I get with my chi. Yeah. Now, we live in a very, 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 very polluted road, and as you saw with my kids today, it was nothing more. And this is the reason that I'm doing this is because you're all being pulled into a hate campaign and media, into the biggest distraction tool that is ever going to go on. And I'm not even going to say that this isn't even a legitimate case. I haven't spoken to the parents. I haven't looked into their eyes and asked them. And until I actually meet parents face to face and I actually get to have that face to face with them, do I ever stand up for a parent, ever. I have to be face to face. I have to have sat down and at least seen your threshold document. But for someone like me to do that, it isn't illegal in this country to be able to do that because it is a closed courts. Now, they have allowed the first reporter into this case and everybody is reading the reporter's notes, which is an interpretation. And again, I tell you now, if, say, Kellie Cottam, who was in the media talking all about what I was doing, healing, and then they decided to publicly state that Aaron and Faith had been taken from me and why, I'd probably be dead by now by a lynch mob. But I wasn't put in prison. Now, we do know that there are many parents that do go to prison. We know of many cases, people you've hated, locked down, thrown up things at their houses, beaten them up, and they've been innocent. Take even the GP here from Portsmouth, who's been completely locked down. He's just won his appeal case, but everybody called him a conspiracy theorist. But now he's won his appeal and he's fighting through. What's the difference between the doctor? The doctor knows the processes and everything through it and will appeal. People like us, we don't know what the fuck to do. People like them two parents in there, and bless them. Bless the two parents in there. I'm not going to be part of this. They're wicked, they're evil, they're crazy. Not going to be part of it. Not going to be part of it. Just like I wasn't going to be part of Josie, with everyone saying Josie's this and Josie's that. Just like I'm not going to be part of Kellie, she's this and she's that. I'm not here to gossip about anybody, and I'm certainly not here to take on the feelings and anger that they want to lynch you all in with this. Respect the little boy. Respect that there is, as said in the papers. I haven't seen a death certificate. I haven't been to his funeral. I haven't seen a massive big funeral procession going on. When there is a funeral procession, you want some private space? Go on then. Go. It's fine. I'm not anywhere near you. You go for your private space. When there is a massive big funeral procession for this little boy, then belief systems in me will slightly change. I'm not knocking anything to do with it. What I am saying is I am not willing to be part of, even Maria has gone, they are evil, Kellie. Poor wee boy. Yes, poor wee boy. But I'm not getting into they are evil or they are this or they are that, because I don't know. And we don't know. We only know what is in the papers. We only know what is in the case. And actually, at this particular point, this is where I'm going, yes, they might have been blatant fucking murderers. And actually, this could be an innocent case. Now, I've shown you today that if I had carried on with the camera and I stayed with Elijah, Elijah would have ran up there and he would have gone into his bedroom, okay? And he would have gone into his bedroom and he would have kicked his toys and he would have come in here. And chances are, yes, I have prevented my son from actually understanding how to bang his head. Do you know that I can bang my head? Do you know that if I don't control my meltdowns, right? And I mean literally, if I am aware of this, so I have a lot of control over it. But when I lose it, yeah, I am someone who can do this. And I am someone who can go like that, right? But I control it, because I understand how to deal with my emotions. Children growing up don't, and we have so much pollution around them and so much stuff around them. And this is where you've spilt the water. It's okay, let me do it, because we've already gone through one towel. I'll do it for you, sweetheart, it's fine. You go and sit down, Shiloh, and I'll do it, it's fine. Where's he spilt his water? Don't know. 2 seconds. Shiloh, I've done it, darling. Hang on 2 seconds, I'm just clearing up some water.
Hey, Mum.
Yes, darling. No point crying over spilt more water now, is there? Now, at the end of the day, what I'm saying to you is there is currently a case going on in... What have you got behind your hands? Your syringe again? When I say his medicine syringe. Yes, you can do it, but can you please just sit down there and watch that, please? I don't need any more water over the house. Water in the bathroom in a minute when you go for your baths. Say all of a sudden, when I go to court or when I went out in the media, yeah, I had people slate me from all forms of sides. I had people that were pro me. I had people that were against me. Even in what I do now, I have people who are pro me and I have people who are against me. I don't see people as my enemy, because I'm not here to make friends either. I'm here because I brought awareness to EDS, and also within the system. Like, take tomorrow, yeah? When we go to the dentist, it won't have our medical notes. So unless I have all of the paperwork... Now, Elijah and Shiloh have only been diagnosed with hypermobility, but not symptoms of EDS. Now, I have hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. The diagnosis, which is a 50-50 chance, can't be any different. He said, this is the same thing that we go through all the time. The boys are very hypermobile in their hands. They're very hypermobile in their feet. But their arms don't go back and their legs don't go back, which is the same as me. Shiloh has obviously had a reaction to penicillin already, or whatever has caused it, and this rash has now gone from, whoa, has our son got chicken pox, to whoa, to now it's starting to look like psoriasis, right? Now, also with Elijah, let me just say that when Elijah was younger, obviously he was breastfed, and I was one of them mums that makes sweet potato, carrots. Dean, well on it, mate. Dean makes Buddy fresh bread, makes the boys fresh pizzas, all of that sort of stuff, yeah? Don't make him a better parent than me, just means that he's got not less on his mind. But now he's got his own house and bills and everything, I guarantee you, it won't just be easy as coming in and being able to bake bread and make pizzas and cooking and everything. So it's a bit different when you're 24/7. But he is, and he is great, and I'm not going to knock it. But I am also the same in that when I've functional and got time, even this pizza, yeah, I'm quite happy making pizzas. But the challenge is to make a pizza for me, as somebody who's over 18, to make a pizza for somebody who is 15, to make a pizza for somebody who's is all very different. That's what I'm saying. I remember watching a mum who used to come in at night time, and she used to make her husband's meal when he got in from work, her elder son's meal when he got in, his other son's meal when he got in, and his other son. And I said, why'd you do it? And she used to pick off each of his plates. I said, why'd you do it? Why'd you make them all different meals? Why don't you just make them sit down and eat the same meal? Right? It's because you can't. So I'm looking at all these photographs, and as somebody who's been investigating social care for a very, very, very long time now, I've already seen discrepancies. Already seen discrepancies in it. And that's without me going full in. No, I'm not sitting here going, I've sat in that court case. If I didn't have the boys, I would have done. But I got more interesting things, not about saying it's not interesting. But I've obviously Gillespie court cases going on at the moment, as well as they're now trying to distract you all with a new variant of the COVID. I said this is going to be the biggest deception and biggest distraction ever. And when you get pulled into it, you'll get pulled into it. The fact that Maria is sitting there going, they are evil, Kellie. She's taking on that motion and that feeling, and that's going into her. I'm going to tell you straight away that the nan, whose grandson got forced adopted, she's now got cancer. She's now literally riddled with cancer because of every stress and everything that's going through. She couldn't even come anywhere near me the other day because she's got to give 3 days isolation so she can even go in and have her treatment. She's scared. She's got my neighbours banging on the top of her. You know, she's a lovely, wonderful woman, but she's just had to go through all of the stress of what's going on. She believed that her granddaughter was giving her grandson up. That was never the case. Happy now you've had your rice, have you? Now you've had your rice. Why are you hitting me with a spoon, cried kid? I did say I wanted to Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan. Yes. Take that out your mouth. I know it's only got water in it. Like you're just drinking water out of this syringe. I did say I wanted to go Jackie Chan on us, didn't I? So we pong in this house all the time. Between me and Dean playing hats to the boys. What are you doing? No, don't squirt it in here. I said no more water in here. Oh, it's because the adverts are on. Bloody adverts. This is what adverts does to my kids. This is why my kids are up, because the adverts are on. Right, excuse me, sit back down. Now. Right, look.
Smacking my face!
Getting all your kids on technology.
Kids, look at this!
No, because now you're being silly. Look, getting you all on your technology.
From JML, only $19.99 from Asda, Argos, Boots and Wilco. JML, your Christmas.
Right, can you sit back down? I know the adverts are on, but chill out. Excuse me. Right, go for a wee then. Yeah, it's good the adverts are on. I don't think people realise how much algorithms, how much the media, the TV control you. Now, what are you doing for Christmas? I'll get pulled up now because this will get pulled up in my... Elijah, stop it. Calm down, please.
Is your family down for Christmas? Probably just me this year.
I want it.
Goodness.
Come on, it's a tradition.
Give more than a gift.
Even me mum's taking a dip. Even me mum's taking a dip. So, my kids won't come and settle that back down in here until the adverts are finished and the film has started again. I love taking my kids to the cinema, by the way. Haven't obviously been since Aaron and Faith and things like that. These boys haven't been to the cinema. But the reason that I say all of this is because, say earlier on, when I showed you how Elijah reacted, say one of you all decided to ring into social and to out of hours, yeah, and I had a police officer knock on my door, yeah, and I TikTok and live or whatever. I will be over on TikTok over Christmas, by the way. So all of a sudden, I come down here because I hear the bang, 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 bang. So I open the door. Hello, pigs, come in. Oh, you're called social. I wouldn't be this fucking calm, mate. I'd be going absolutely wild. No, mummy's just coming to do it. Now, set that down. So, of course, then I've got kids up and about. I've got, obviously, we were trying to do all this stuff and the rest is in. This is the toys that I've picked up off the floor. He's obviously sitting there eating his rice. We've got, no, don't eat, silly. We've also got another issue in where EDS has been missed and Elijah's going to lose one of his front adult teeth. And this is why I'm getting annoyed, because at the end of the day, all it was about was a mum trying to get that and that, even though Daniel was 13, which is why at that particular point I said the best thing he could do is remain with his dad. And that was our decision. And then obviously coming into this, okay, and having an older child with two younger ones. All that happened with Aaron and Faith at Save the Family. So on the 5th, I've asked them to transfer my indicative budget from Leyland, so from Flintshire County Council to to Lancashire. And I said, all I don't need is the indicative budget. All I need is the emergency. I don't need any of the other ones. Nobody, darling. Nobody, sweetheart. Right, come on, the film's back on. Right, the film's back on. Quick, before you miss it. Quick. Go on, quick, film's back on.
I need you to talk into the archives.
Okay, at the end of the way, turn right, and there should be a arrow on the blue one.
Got it.
I'm just moving it out your way because it's a glass cup. I'm also trying to get my kids used to glass cups because they're so used to plastic cups that if I actually continue to step back into who I really truly am and what I arranged for Christmas, then my children are going to have to get used to being around adults. We've also got this issue going on with Alan, right? They're sort of saying I'm not allowed to take my kids now because obviously Alan is speaking, and I'm going, hang on a minute, this is not fair. You know, Elijah and Shiloh are a massive part of Alan. Do you know what I mean? Alan has literally seen these babies grow up from the womb. Do you know what I mean? Noah wouldn't leave him with him. Noah wouldn't ask him to babysit. But I'll tell you what, if the fucking shit hit the fan and I was sit down at Civic Hall, yeah, the first person who would be over, grab my kids and move them to the side and make them safe would be Alan. I'll guarantee you it. I'll guarantee you, if anything ever happened to me, the first person to step in would be Alan. Now,
He's squirting.
no water in the rest of the house. All the water. No, you've got a wet room. You've got a wet room. Excuse me. I'm not going to say this again. You've got a wet room. If you want to do water stuff, I don't mind because you do have a wet room and you can. But that does not come in. No. Yes, on the balcony. That's fine. Not in the house because I'm the one that's got to clear it up. And the reason that I'm saying this is because whatever is going on with this case, yeah, don't run with the feelings of it, because what would you do? What would you do if in, say, 3-4 years' time, these parents win an appeal and it turns out that the child was autistic, a fussy eater, and banging his head? And the parents had actually asked, and what they'll do, yeah, all right, she might have jealousy issues. All right, she might have this. All right, she might have that. Or he might be this. And hang on, even me, I could be going, fuck me, Dean's not having the freaking kids there, because if he meets another woman, might murder my kids. So I could run off on that. But I'm not going to. Because that's a real raw emotion for me to take on, and would open up a fear in me that, hang on a minute, whoa, we've got this thing in the paper now, and it's about a man with his woman, and she's worried about him going back to the baby mama, and I could be running with this going, whoa, the Lord's sending me a fucking warning, mate, that if I leave my boys with Dean and he gets with another woman, they're going to murder my fucking children. But that's not real. That's a false evidence appears real that becomes a fear. So that's why I'm saying, whatever is going on with this case, step back. Don't allow the emotions to get into it, because I am telling you, there is a big fucking distraction going on while this Epstein case is going on. This Epstein case right now has the power to really, really take things from what goes on in Christmas parties for over 18s, and whether over 18s even themselves have the right to decide how far they go and where that boundary goes. And even over 18s also need some form of help and guidance, because there are plenty of people who can be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then you've got money and you've got people and opportunities, and they're coming in through their careers, and they're young up and coming people, and they're going to Christmas parties while the middle fucking cunt mate who's already got his fucking money, and Father Christmas wants you to come and shit on my fucking leg, honey, I can't, yeah? And you got all that going on, yeah? So at the end of the day, we do need to talk about our own boundaries, our own safeguarding, because nobody wants to sit on Santa's leg and find that his cock's gone up your ass, do you? And what if it does? What if his finger slips? Now, I will tell you straight away, and I've mentioned this before, where I went into a photography room to have some photographs taken for Littlewoods, and then I'm being asked to undo a little bit more, undo a little bit more, undo a little bit more, and undo my trousers, put my hands down my trousers. Would you like to put your fingers inside? And then I start to really get scared. I was already scared prior to all of this, when it had even got to, can you take a little bit more? Yeah? But when you're in a room by yourself with a photographer and a team, and you're like, what? Hang on a minute, this wasn't what I come in for. You've already been raped and abused, and you didn't even fucking know it. So, how do we protect these and make great role models? Because the 15-year-olds are the ones that need it. The 15, the 14, the 13-year-olds, they're the ones that really, really, really... Are you off to Egypt Christmas Eve? Wow, I'm so going to be watching your blog. Can you do me a really, 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 really big favour, Peter, if you do? You know where the Kentucky Fried Chicken is, where it's right across from the Sphinx, yeah? Can you do me a massive big favour and just get a photograph of you and your family, depending which end, I don't know where you're going, but if you do get down to the Sphinx, I'll show you a picture, or I think I've already shown you. Hang on 2 seconds. Hang on, it's here. Can you do me a favour? Really, like, do me a favour. Hang on, is it here? Oh, where is it? I'm sure I had it here. Oh, bugger nuts. I'm sure I had it here. I had a photograph of me and my 2 older boys outside the Sphinx, but I never got a photograph to show everybody what was on the other side. And also, if you do get to the Sphinx side, and you go onto the River Nile, just do us a favour and just, like, take some photographs of £1 million house, non-million, £1 million house, non-million. And just remember, please don't give any of the street kids any food over there, because they will force them to stick their fingers down their throat. And if they have eaten anything in their bellies and they've got signs of any food that you've even let them eat to the side, they beat them to death. So as much and hard as it is to anybody over in Egypt and places like that, and it feels like you're doing the right thing by giving a kid a sweet, and they'll have to take it home. And sometimes you want to say, look, come on, eat this. Yeah. I've obviously taken kids in Bulgaria for a meal, which is really different because they're actually trying to get that meal off you. But in Egypt, it's really different. When the kids get home, they'll literally get them to stick their fingers down their throat. And if there is any food that they had not been given there, and anything that they know they beat them to death. So yeah, it's quite a big problem over there. So anyway, there's other parts of Egypt, absolutely fucking lovely. And I'll tell you what, Peter, on my home ed thing at the moment, there's one of the world school ones that have been over in Egypt for a really long time at the moment. I might just sort of tag you, because if you want to really get some experiences, they've got like this pop-up thing over there. And they've travelled all the way around Egypt with it. So, but wow, awesome. So you're going to be in Egypt for Christmas. Wow. I don't know if I could cope with no snow for Christmas. My head doesn't cope with... Oh, I'll tell you what though, when I went to Egypt, I had 94 armed guards with me. And make sure your wife keeps her shoulders covered. And if any person over there even gives a hand to your wife, don't. And if you go on a camel, make sure you're together, because they'll charge you to get on it, but they'll charge you 10 times more to get off. And you do disappear into the desert sometimes. Brave. I was brave to go with 2 boys as a single woman. Certainly won't go over there on my own, so well done for you going over there. Wonderful place though. But this is the problem, isn't it? There is a wonderful, awesome world that we live in, with such tragedy and suffering, and if we killed off all the bees, we wouldn't even be able to breathe. So street dance, choose your role models wisely, have fun with your planes, trains, automobiles, and make sure you stay sane. And that's all I've got to say right now.